Series 63, Shemuel 11, 1 Samuel, importance of women, starting in verse 12 or chapter 2. And the sons of Eli were sons of Belial. They did not know, we have the name of God here, Hebrew translation. And the ruling of the priest with the people was that when any man slaughter a slaughtering, the priest's servant shall come with a three-pronged flesh hook in his hand while the meat was cooking, and shall strike it into the basin or kettle or cauldron or pot. And the priest would take for himself all that the flesh hook brought up. Thus they did in Shiloh to all Israel who came there. Also, before they burned the fat, the priest's servant would come and say to the man who slaughtered, "Give meat for roasting to the priest, for he does not accept cooked meat from you, but raw." And if the man said to him, "Let the fat be burned up first, and take as much as your being desires," he would then answer him, "No, but give it to me now, and if not, I shall take it by strength." And the sin of the young men was very great before we had the name of God again. For the men despised the offering of, we had the name of God again. But Shemuel was attending before, we had the name of God again, a youth wearing a linen shoulder garment. And his mother would make him a little robe and bring it to him year by year when she came up with her husband to slaughter the yearly slaughtering. And Eli blessed Elkanah and his wife and said, "We have the name of God to give you offspring from this woman, for the one she prayed for and gave to, we have the name of God again." Then they would go to their own home, and we have the name of God again, visited Hannah, so that she conceived and bore 3 sons and 2 daughters, while the young Shemuel grew before we had the name of God again. And Eli was very old, and had heard all that his sons were doing to all Israel, and how they lay with the women who were assembling at the door of the tent of appointment. And he said to them, "Why do you do deeds like these? For I hear of your evil deeds from all the people. No, my sons, for it is not a good report that I hear, making the people of, we have the name of God, transgress. If one man sins against another, Elohim shall judge him. But if a man sins against, we have the name of God again, who shall pray for him?" But they did not listen to the voice of their father, though we had the name of God, and was pleased to put them to death. In verse 19 of chapter 4, and his daughter-in-law Pinehas' wife was pregnant, about to bear. And when she heard the news that the ark of Elohim was captured, and that her father-in-law and her husband were dead, she bowed herself and gave birth, because her pains came upon her. And about the time of her death, the women who stood by her said to her, "Do not fear, for you have borne a son." But she did not answer, nor did she set her heart to it. Verse 22, and she said, "The esteem has departed from Israel, for the ark of Elohim was taken." Verse 13 of chapter 8, and your daughters he is going to take to be perfumers and cooks and bakers. Verse 16, and your male servants and your female servants and your best young men and your donkeys he is going to take and use for his own work.
And we're going to wrap this up right here. Key points coming out soon. God bless.